It's a map which both teams have played. 100% win rate for Alter Ego right now, but of course against lesser opposition. And dear Lord, we are here. The very first game of this season of RMRs. It's Mongols versus Alter Ego, and we are on Ancient. Techno going to be able to open up the scoreboard with that frag onto Freeman. It's not going to hold off Alter Ego as they continue their barrage of assault towards that A-bomb site.
Yeah, they have been stopped, though. Blitz was already here as well. He finds another head. That's going to scare them off. So the Alter Ego game plan via Cube has not really worked out for them. So they are left to back away here. 9-10 just tapping away, not finding any more heads, but damage coming in, looking good. Solid hold, 9-10. Opens up cleanly, certainly feeling fresh as the games get kicked off. Bentet will be the first to find names, multiple, but there's not really all that much to it in the end for him in the 1 versus 5. The Mongols, something that we sort of wanted to touch on a little bit coming into the best of 1 in particular. One of the best pistol teams in the world, so that's going to carry a lot of value in this BO1. It's a comfortable map for them, and I think, you know, you have just kind of seen how they can open up a game and how they can start directing the field of play.
Yeah, pace certainly dictated by them, and well, no holds barred coming into round number 2 with the economy either. Committing every single penny that they have. 2 M4s, MP9s surrounding them. Now we have this stack up inside of mid. Dear Lord, that nade does a hell of a lot of damage. And they're just going to have to waterfall now straight on through mid. But it's going to be the MP9 and Bazinho picking up a couple with Techno to be able to help him out. You know, does fall to the wayside, but too little too late for Alter Ego. It's only going to be 1 frag to their name. Going to force him to buy up just a little bit. But now with rifles across the board for Alter Ego, looking to be able to clap back coming into round number 3. No bomb plant, notably, on either 2 rounds, so money is going to be a little bit thin as we continue through the first half.
So this is where things start to open up. Alter Ego, you know, it has moved fast to get here. This is once again how the Asian Counter-Strike is going to go down. Blitz trying to make a play. Bazinho there to back him up, but of course, few too many members, and the flash over the top is really damn good. Gives Alter Ego their first piece of control, it feels like, in this game so far.
I respect the attempt inside of mid, just fully sending it, see if they can catch anyone off guard. Potentially a little bit of a misread when it came down to what weaponry was going to be in the hand of Alter Ego, which is certainly an odd one for Blitz. One of the best fragging IGLs arguably in the scene right now, and able to call a hell of a game as well. Techno going to be the only solo holding player on B right now. And Alter Ego position themselves over towards it, but it is AKs, AKs, AKs. Every single one of them. Do get this rotate from Mongols. A little bit hesitant is Senzu on the back lines, waiting for that time to tick down. Flash goes in, but nobody home as of yet. Here comes the smokes. They know people are going to be pushing themselves here. 9-10 opens up with 2. Senzu going to be able to find Zion as well, and almost as quickly as it started the round, and the take is over with a little bit of spam on the body for good measure as well. Mongols secured themselves a 3rd round, and a round that looked like Alter Ego's was theirs to win.
Yeah, I mean, maybe from the initial standpoint, Mongols, I feel, have made a play, made a decision. They just sort of stack in, put all their resources in one place, and it's not a hop, skip, and a jump to imagine that Alter Ego are going to end up on that B-bomb site. Very, very sort of common finish for a lot of teams. So, yeah, the Mongols reading the situation. And again, this is one of the things where it's like, you might have a few interesting names, you might have a game plan, but the Mongols really are the embodiment in this RMR of that classic phrase of, you know, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And I think that the Mongols are a really, really individually explosive team that, yes, you might have an advantage or you might have a setup going, but usually they're able to get the individuals taken over a round. That's what they did in the previous. Unfortunately, this one, the individuals are going to falter slightly on the B-bomb site. Still not over quite yet. Bomb goes down. Lots of presence in towards cave here. So it does look good for Alter Ego, actually. The Mongols struggling to find a way back in.
This round, we're seeing 9-10 with big green in hand as well. Mazzinho swings only able to find 8 kits so far. 9-10 uncharacteristic from him, and Senzu falls to the wayside as well. A fantastic pickup there by Alter Ego, considering this round was, well, nothing but Tech 9's, a little bit of utility. Able to swing back a little bit, to borrow your phrase. It's, yeah, look, they were definitely getting clapped in those first 3 rounds. But this one, round number 4, all on their shoulders. One thing that we didn't mention too much about was Alter Ego. There is some crazy world in which they've just been pracking hard for this best of 1 to get them through to that next stage of that. Now all we need to do is just win 1 more best of 3, and they beat the Mongols. But God, it's going to be difficult for them to be able to do so. But a little bit of confidence starting to build up off the back of what was round number 4. Techno looking to shut down any momentum that Alter Ego had there, but like ships in the night, Dobu and him do right past another. A lot of mid-control gained here by Alter Ego, but so far nothing really made of it, as the Mongols still just skulking away and hiding in corners.
Yeah, for the time being, it's a funny looking round for them, isn't it, really? From where the buy goes, Blitz put under some pressure, but moves back. Still eats a nade, so, you know, not a bad start for Alter Ego in terms of the return damage. They've left a bit too much space. The MP9 of Techno goes searching. He's back in for a bit more. Dobu. Gotta be careful here. Thinks he's covered, and he is indeed. So they will trade each other out in mid.
To have a head on a swivel there for Techno, but there's too many angles to be able to cover Senzu. Yet to be cleared by the new prospect on the Alter Ego side. Or in the corner, just spotted, but oh, it's laboured, and Senzu punishes him for it as well. AK on the deck, looking to be able to do a little bit more damage as the B approach continues, but there's some rifles in this round, Squid. An AK, an M4, and an AWP picked up by 9-10, the glass cannon for this round. Yet to make an impact, but looking to stay plugged into this round as they move on through to this B bomb site. Blitz rips the head clean off the shoulders of Freeman, and now there's an AWP and an AK to play around. Only one flash to play with here for Alter Ego, and Zai looking to rip the head clean off the shoulders of one more opponent, but not to be possible as of yet. AK backline doesn't want to reveal, misses the shot, a whiff hits, and a second one as well, and it's going to afford the Mongols a 4th round here. Again, another back and forth round with a heavy commitment into that AWP. Didn't really do too much for the Mongols. It was these lurking plays. We saw Techno on the back lines just sink on through behind enemy lines and cause some impact where realistically nothing should have happened. It was this whiff though from Dobu in which Senzu just kind of completely flipped the switch on this round.
Yeah, big style. Some issues there from Alter Ego. Immediate timeout coming in. Does speak to a bit of instability around the team at the moment, so they do just have to be careful. I think sometimes I'm a fan of the early timeout. This is where, you know, if you see me commentate before, you may well take issue with it, but I think that this one does feel a little shaky. You know, they're not quite able to pick themselves back up after a round like that. They're having to take the timeout to just, you know, disrupt the flow, get their heads back in the game, but certainly not the easiest kind of role here.
That's such a great round for Mongols to be able to win as well, right? Alter Ego had a lot going for them. The Mongols just forcing and say, hey, let's see if we can make something happen. It comes down to Senzu on the site as well. It's kind of crazy. Dobu potentially a little bit too big for his boots. We're just trying to gain maybe 1 or 2 kills on that site, holding trigger discipline instead of spamming away. Either way, after the timeout, we move into round number 6. And mid-control is on the menu. Util, a little bit of chip damage inside of mid to be able to drop Zion. The RGL down to 21 HP. Yet to pull the trigger, but when he does, he finds 2 for his troubles, with Blitz converting 1 in mid onto Dobu as well. And now just in a 5 versus 2, Molotov going down to be able to block off Freeman and any inkling that they can go towards that A bomb site. Alter Ego have to look back towards the strat book and realise, god damn, we've still got a minute on the clock to make something work here.
Yeah, not a lot of room for these remaining 2 players to really get anything done, to be honest. I think you maybe even just look to hold on to what you have. I know it is a slightly boring eventuality, but that's how they have to play things. Opening game of the day, opening game of the tournament.
Opening game of the alter ego roster as well.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that it's obviously going to have an effect, and you maybe just get a little bit excitable, but, you know, they look for a bit of something. Nothing really happens. No kill comes their way. No overstep for the Mongols, which, again, is a really great sign that, yes, we've got these moments of individuality that we've already seen, but they are also playing pretty disciplined. You know, this is maybe a situation where there's a few teams in this region, in this tournament, that we're probably going to see them like overstep in 5v2s and, you know, give a few chances back, because it's something that a good number of the teams here lack, is that discipline. But the Mongols, I suppose, trying to set an example.
Counter-terrorists win.
Leading from the front in the scene and leading from the front in this game as well. 5-1 the current scoreline. Of course, the two saving players in Freeman and AK not going to be gaining any form of economy on that previously saved round, but saving the AWP, saving that AK, pretty damn good coming into this next round. I think something that played into the back of the mind of the Mongols as well was their economy actually wasn't fantastic, and it still isn't great. So going hunting when they potentially wouldn't have been able to re-afford the buy wouldn't have been the most advantageous approach, but also the fact they've got 300s. You don't want to be handing those back. Those ones, and a flick there from 910 goes to show that he is the AWPer on this server as Akit gets taken down, and there goes your saved AWP from the previous. Techno deep on this corner as well, thinking about going for the swing, but instead, no, once again, regimented, calm, re-smokes it, and waits for someone to swing into him instead.
Nine 10, nice and dynamic as well, by the way. Trained in
Absolutely.
Over in towards main now. He, of course, finds that opener on the other side of the map. So they might not expect him here. He has lost some of his support. Patience pays off, but eventually overwhelmed. Bomb plant is going to come in here. 3 versus 3 are retrieved AWP by Bentet. I'm sure a few smiles come across as people see that. And he will manage to find a frag on it as well. Down to the 1 versus 1 now. A chaotic retake, to say the least here. Freeman hidden away, not giving him anything. Oh, the spray lands just about. Sensu through the smoke, able to find it. He's got plenty of time here, trying to get his hands onto the AWP. Just got to be careful. Also need to, of course, refine that bomb. Yeah, he's all good. He's got the kit, man. Don't worry about it. You know, he's all good. But, yeah, he will maybe bring it a little bit close. Actually, he doesn't have a kit. I figured he did have a kit because he was digging for the AWP.
Very ballsy.
Yeah.
Very ballsy.
Yeah, maybe a little bit risque there.
This was really cool from 910. Finding that opening pick, I mean, firstly, look at that flick. Absolutely perfection onto Akit, and holding the trigger discipline in the first shot as well to be able to bait the Dobu AWPer 7-8 rounds now deep, my apologies, and just not had as much of an impact on that AWP that we've seen from 910. But I suppose it is hard to kind of compete with what is this amazing young prospect on the AWP. Only 3.8k hours in the game, but 3.8k hours in the game for 910, which is absurd to see. We see people with 15, 20,000 hours playing Face It and barely scratching level 10. Zeno is going to come to the wayside with the backup here from 910. That's straight back.
It's a nice frag from Bente. Maybe goes in a bit too deep. Could have pulled away, you know, and kept them in the conversation here. But we'll see. There is potentially room out on B itself. Techno caught in between the angles. Another kind of chaotic round here, though, right? We've got players pushing in, players getting sideswiped, no real utility down from Alter Ego. So it felt like there was a moment on B there that something could have happened. They had a good position to deal with the 2 players, but it doesn't happen over there. Oh. They never expect him to go mid. They never expect him to go mid here. This is actually kind of a wacky play from Freeman, but I think could work. It looks like he's going to get a backstab. We'll see. It all depends on how sort of aware Sensu is in this situation.
Is his spider sense tingling? That's the question. Oh, it looks like he is. CT, and he does spot him out just at the final moment. Something was giving him up. He's like, wait, surely he should have been on the site by now, either main or through Donut, but no. Senzu seems to have an inkling here. The read is on, and it's this crossfire that's being set up, and everyone's hidden right now. Bentet inside. Does get spotted out. Bentet looks to be able to recover it as well as he does. Takes down Blitz and Senzu in the process. on the hunt for one more frag, looking for 910, and wow, it's a whiff shot for 910, almost falls fatal to it also, with Techno once again finding a frag over on this B-bomb site. Here's the digits being punched in. He is a known quantity right now. Can he make anything else stick? The backup has been called. The cavalry on their way as Mazinho gains control of lane and looks to be able to push on through ramp. Techno spots out that first one onto Akit. Everyone else going to be deploying, and Dobu taken down before he can even really get started. Trades 1 for his name, but down to 5 HP is 910. But it's Mazinho who finds that next kill. It's an 8th round on the board for Mongols as they look to dominate this first half and continue this momentum.
For their first tournament, their first section of officials together, right? So all these types of things really come into play in those high-octane moments. I think we've just seen a perfect example of that.
I assume that we're communicating in English, right? Considering we've got a bit of a mixed bag of Asian countries on representation here. We'll come back to that in a moment, though, as Alter Ego. Their communication issues from the previous round aside, and just say, actually, we're going to take on to this B-bomb site. And it's probably the most commanding round that we've seen from them, especially off the back of the rifles. Dobu being the only person dropped, well, relatively low. He needs to take just the first step.
Terrorists win.
So as she goes off, Alter Ego will actually give themselves a lifeline with that second round. 2 more here, and I think you can actually be happy with...
really staking their claim to one of the best teams in the world right now. Alter Ego, a bit of an uphill battle here, especially when Dobu, the freshest prospect added to this roster, is taken down by 910. And Techno, once again, he's trying to swap it up a little bit, this time in from mid, up through Xbox, gaining that lane control. So I'm going to fall to the wayside. And yeah, they don't have Techno. They saw the nade and they thought, oh, well, that's it. Surely that's him from mid. But no, not to be the case. Akit is going to be able to trade one back onto Blitz. 3 more heads to find. 910 on the lurk, looking to take him down. And oh, he's not going to be able to find the kill. Legs him down to 1 HP. That 99 in 1, it might halt him off the back of this round. Akit, all he needs is a single bullet from the AK to take down both, but not to be the case, as Mazinho basically breathes in his direction to be able to take him down. It's a 9th. The Mongols move in to the final round of the half.
But indeed, they're immediately back onto the board. I think, you know, as you so rightly point out, that is kind of the biggest deal of that round, regardless of how it finishes. And the weirdness there, the bits of damage that Akit are able to do don't make any difference. They need to give us a bit of something if they are to move forwards positively. Blitz trying to cover his man doesn't quite work. Multi-frag was there, but he can't quite find it. So actually, numbers-wise, it is even here. But Alter Ego, of course, they back off, kind of wounded. Less utility than they would like. No smokes left. So putting a lot of pressure and a lot of effort in towards middle to now draw away from it is, of course, a big risk. 910 has had a really good sense of timing in the past. He's actually pushing forwards here to go digging for the information. He might not be aware of getting backstabbed, but staying scoped in does help him for 1. Still, the site falls, the plant will come in, and the Mongols have another retake.
From a metagame perspective, best player to be able to find there as well. Akit was only on 1 HP. Why'd you waste an AWP bullet on that? But he does still have the AWP in tow. Still an influential factor in this round. But he's gambling on that CT angle behind Big Box. Techno on the wide lurk through main. To catch him in between the shoulder blades. And he does. Takes down Akit. Senzu finds Freeman as well. It's going to be a 10th round for Mongols. They're looking to close this best of 1 out very, very early. And honestly, I don't know if we suspected anything else from them. They've looked commanding. We've seen flourishes from Alter Ego, but certainly not consistent enough.
I'll mention it again. The Mongols and their pistols really can be a terrifying kind of prospect. So I think that there is a lot of trouble here.
The spanner in the works for that, Scriv, is that Alter Ego have decided they need 7 guns in this round, with dual Berettas being picked up from Freeman and on Zine. Is that going to be the deciding factor, though? Just overwhelming firepower, or are the Glocks going to be enough? Looks like Blitz is going to be able to find it. And oh, that is a sloppy fight from Cruside and Blitz, but it is going to go the way of Zine in the end. Techno, once again, hiding in this corner, both on T side and on CT side. He just loves it. Loves sitting inside a Jag. He likes the the masonry, honestly. He's a big fan of it. A-Kit, close on the corner. I didn't realise this is what they're bringing into it. Jesus, Freeman. Again, another sloppy fight, but it's the Dual once again coming out on top and finds another one onto Senzu. It's these Julies doing work right now. Dobu's dropped incredibly low over on that A bomb site, so it is going to fall onto the shoulders of Freeman to be able to potentially clutch out this round. He needs to be cautious about the timing here. 9-10 doing work once again to be able to find an opening where simply an opening does not exist. From range, those dual Berellas are not going to work out in his favour. Mazzinho, the contact has been called, and the head is found onto Freeman. And now just Dobu in a 1 versus 2 with 16 HP to his name and a USPS. That's all he's got to tote. A smoke and a defuse kit. There is a universe he can go for this one. But I think with the higher fire rate on the Glocks, a single stray bullet, all that's needed if he goes for the ninja. And he's not going to clear the second angle, but does find the head onto 9-10. There was a universe. And unfortunately, in this one, Mongols are going to be able to take it. It's an 11th round for them as they look to close this one out with only 2 remaining to take them to that elusive 13.
A little close, for sure. Julies try their best, but as you say, not quite enough. Force buy comes in. Actually, a lot of early damage done, but no capitalization just yet.
Dobu, like it'd still be alive with the angles there from Techno. To capitalise on that mid-angle, and he is going to be able to find Blitz. Covering that AK and scarpering. He hides on the back of the site with this MP9. I really like this angle. Seems to have read this quite well. He picks on up, might get his head ripped clean off, but no, instead he trades it back onto Mazzinho. Continuing to jiggle back and forth to see if he can find his next prey, his next target. Little bit of chip damage. If it was onto Senzu, it would have taken him down. Util being committed now from the Mongols as they looked to gain control of this site. The rotates coming on through from Alter Ego. Simply the man advantage might be enough to be able to overwhelm them. Techno taking down Dobu, and now close range, Bentet with the MP9, and it's the 7 HP player of Senzu. He is going to get taken down by A-Kit, who is lurking around all this time. It's a 3rd round for Alter Ego. They're not going to go quietly into the Night Scriv. They are going to make it a little bit more difficult for the Mongols.
However, once it comes back down to the big rounds, you know, the full buys and whatnot, it can be pretty troublesome to get things going here. So we'll see what the Mongols are able to get in the low buy, but Alter Ego, of course, struggling, generally speaking. Shine blinded up. It's clean for 2, but a little comical to see his teammates falling around him. There's the big kill. Sensu brings it back into the 2-on-2.
Great opportunity for him. He's going to fall to the wayside. Off the back of that, AK going to be recovered here for 9-10, and well, it's one of the young players, the young talents on the Mongols, looking to be able to take them to map and series point here. Bomb is dropped, it's soon to be recovering it. Spots him out, and it's going to be a relatively easy kill for him. Really nice hold inside of mid-deck design. I think one more kill, and I think the round would have been all said and done there and there. Time and time again, it's Alter Ego having the advantageous weaponry or force buy. There's been something lopsided about these rounds in which they've been able to secure, but this time it's level playing field. And with Senzu being able to open up the door onto Dobu, the execute comes through onto this B bomb site, and it is a clean 1. It's the only person holding here right now. Just on the edge of that smoke, he's going to be able to spam down Senzu. He's going to continue the poke and prod through onto the site to see if he can find anyone, breaking that smoke with the bullet trail to see, okay, maybe I can spot somebody. The Techno and Freeman soon to be coming face to face as this smoke fades in just a few brief moments, but fully whited as the smoke fades early due to the nade. Bentek going to be able to pick up 2 in Techno and 9-10, and now Blitz and Mazzinho need to do their best at holding onto this bomb site. With the smoke coming down, they both need to find 2 each in this 4 versus 2. From the backlines as well, it's Zine taking down 1, and now the IGL needs to lead from the front even further. The spam through the smoke, the bomb getting defused, he's just off the angle ever so slightly, and it is going to be another round here for Alter Ego to be able to secure. And a nice kill there from A-Kit. Was almost a bit of a whiff from both sides, as no one knew whether or not they should pull the trigger or not.
You know, some good moves on the retakes for sure. There is potentially, again, some lackadaisical kind of moves from the Mongols. I think given where their leader's at, it's natural right? To just kind of forget to check out that flank, or maybe not give it as, maybe not forget, but, you know, not give it as much attention as it deserves. Right up high here will be traded instantly, so Bentek, what's he going to be able to find? The flash over the top from Dobu, really, really nice to just give him some extra space to work with. They were trying to cook something up there on the boost, of course, not going to happen. And an easy finish in the end. So no sweat off the brow here for Alter Ego. This gap is closing exponentially.
But when he's in those final 1v2 or 2v2 situations, he really steps up and makes sure that he plays a pivotal part. Only 7 frags for his name, but they certainly impact. AK Freeman holding on to the bomb site right now, and it is going to be Mazzinho off the back of a flashbang to be able to take down Freeman. That solo holding bomb site player, and Dobu swings on through from K. Only going to be good for 1. The backup is here from Bentek, but the damage might have already been done. Because now we're in a 3 versus 2, and through the smoke, Senzu finds the head of the incredibly experienced player of Bentek, and now it's just Zine. The IGL looking to ensure that Mongols do not go to match point. Looking to ensure that the momentum for Alter Ego remains with Alter Ego. But he's got to check so many angles. With only a smoke to play with. Not really liking his chances. Every single angle locked down right now. Senzu retrains his aim over towards the short CT angle and finds the head. 12-8 now for Mongols.
And yeah, it's just very, very simple. But again, going to show that they can lean on a few of these names. Senzu being one of them. Big round from him, big game from him, really.
Absolutely.
He's done a lot of the heavy lifting. Blitz going to find the first into this round. Alter Ego, their survival campaign starts with a man down.
Here comes the util. Freeman looking to get ahead of it. As the smoke goes quite deep. Dobu already on the site, holding, waiting for that swing. Got back to Freeman, and he finds the opener. Senzu again being the difference maker, opening it up. With Blitz spamming through the wall to be able to take down the newest Hispanic player. Senzu finds another one. Zine low on bullets in the mag in a 1 versus 2, and it's going to be 9-10 to find that kill onto Zine. A 13th round for them, and there you go. Best of 1 chalked up. But damn, Alter Ego made that look a little bit closer than I think a lot of people were expecting.